Burlison is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. DeCamp, the overtime proposed rule is deeply concerning for the well-being of our nation's small businesses and all other employers, even universities. The Department of Labor's approach has raised serious issues, particularly regarding the insufficient comment period and the lack of consideration for the challenges that it's going to be to the businesses that are impacted. So the rush to push through this rule without reasonable and meaningful comment period is a disservice to both employers and workers because a 60-day window is insufficient. In your experience, have you ever seen such a short comment period for a policy of this magnitude?
Not of this magnitude. We've seen other lesser impactful rules that have 60-day comment periods, but typically when the department engages in major rulemaking with broad economic impacts throughout the economy, it tends to honor requests for extensions of the comment period.
So, and why do you think that they've had such a short comment period? Why are they trying to rush this through?
You'd have to ask them. They want to move quickly.
In addition, it's important that we recognize that we've been here before. The past administration, the Obama administration, issued a similar change, and it faced legal challenges. I think it was determined to be arbitrary and capricious. What do you foresee? What legal challenges do you foresee with this rule?
Essentially the same challenge, coupled with the argument that the proposed rule is contrary to the FLSA. The ruling out of the District Court of Texas, which remains on the books, was that the department's decision in 2016 to raise the salary threshold so substantially that it would exclude millions of people, at the time I think that one was 3.6 million people, from exempt status, based solely on their compensation and without regard to their job duties, was inconsistent with the FLSA. It was arbitrary and capricious and not what Congress intended. I think we would see a similar challenge to this proposal if it were to become a final rule, because again, we'd have a very large number of individuals denied exempt status without regard to their job duties, based solely on their compensation. And I think we would see a similar challenge now.
Thank you. Ms. Panwala, this proposed rule that we're discussing, as you have said in your testimony, fails not only to address the need for modernization, but also poses a significant burden on businesses like yours. As a hotel owner and operator, how do you anticipate that this rule will affect your business and the rules that you have with your employees?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you just mentioned the 60-day implementation. Look, I'm a business owner, and I'm busy doing day-to-day, the hotel operations, but not many business owners or not many hotel owners will even understand or will have enough time to understand what these rules means to their business. There's financial projections, and I think we all can also agree that running a business now than versus 10, 15 years ago, it has changed completely. There's a lot of higher costs on a fixed cost involved. And when we are implementing a rule with this just a 60-day implementation, the business owners will have to make a lot of changes very quickly. And one of the changes will be that the employees that they have for 10, 15 years, who are on salary employees, who feel like they are part of the business, they're part of the winning team working together, will have to be moved to salary. And that's, in my opinion, demoralization for our employees. And I don't think as a business owner, I want to take that step. And I don't think my employees would be happy with that action either. So it's a lose-lose situation on both sides when it comes to the employers and employee.
Yeah, I didn't even think of this question, but as you're talking this through, I'm thinking of my previous career, and most of my career I worked as an IT professional, and a lot of my salary probably would have fallen under this new rule, and I would have seen it as a demotion. I know that people may not understand that, but I would have seen it as a demotion because I enjoyed, as a salary employee, not having to clock in and clock out, right? Not having to have every minute of my day tracked. Because I think that at the end of the day, the employer and I had a relationship that you do the work, you get paid, regardless of how much time that you're here. And so if you can,
Yeah, I like to just add one more thing. We're not looking over the shoulders for most of our team members, and I call them team members when I'm with them instead of our employees, because they are part of the team. We're not looking at, okay, what time you're coming in, what time you're leaving. I'll give you a perfect example. This morning, when I was up, 6 in the morning, I received a text from one of my employee, and I have the text saying, hey, I need to leave 1 o'clock today. Is it okay? Because she's changing her apartment from one apartment to another location, and they have people helping today. Now, this was not something that was expected. It was a last-minute thing. So the stuff like this happens, and I want to say not like once in a while. I would say weekly basis. If somebody's, has to go to doctors or so they have to pick up their child. There's so many examples that I can give you that us as a business owners, but because our relationship with our employees is so close, that they also know that Jagati is never going to say no, because she knows that how important the family and your medical situations are. So I think a lot of this relationship would change, and I think that would be a devastating, especially for me as a business owner, to see my employees in that position, and to see my business in that position as well.
Thank you. My time has expired. I yield back.